What's up YouTube, it's Jafer, and today we're going to do a quick video on how to clean your mouse pad. I do get asked often, whether it be in the comments on YouTube, on Twitch, or even on Twitter where I'm really active, is really how do you clean your mouse pad so you're not buying so many or having a collection like I do. They make a ton of different mouse pads out there with all different types of textures and sizes. So once you find your perfect one, you really don't want to have to readjust to something different or just spend the money and buy something new. So we'll get right into it. These are some of my favorite ones that I do have, whether it be something that's more control based or speed, something that has completely different texture compared to another one. I mean, it's all over the board with the ones that I do have, but in the end, it's all going to be the same goal of making sure it stays clean. So let me go ahead and clear my desk here because we're actually going to clean my desk. Um, this is the Arazi Arena gaming desk. I love it to death because of the fact that, well, it's massive. I run two computers, so you can see the two different keyboards here. And this does kind of protect the wood that's underneath, uh, but it does get dirty. So whether I'm munching on something, or it just gets dusty in the room, whatever the case may be, whatever it is. Uh, I'm laughing because I'm already waiting on the comments about what makes a mouse pad dirty. But uh, you want to keep it clean and you want to keep your work area, your gaming area clean. So these are some of the things that I recommend. The first step is going to be a lint roller. A lint roller is amazing because it's super cheap. Almost every house has one. And if you have pet hair, this will clean it right up. So all you're doing is really just rolling it back and forth. And you can actually see a difference in the mouse pad itself. You can see where some of the dust has been picked up. But if we don't want to use that, we do have something else, which would be, once the lighting kind of changes here, I'm sorry, the lemon scent disinfecting wipes. You can have whatever scent you want. All right, if you want it smelling like lavender, by all means go for it. But I think this is like Target brand. Get whatever you need to get. Your typical Clorox, Lysol wipes. The nice thing about these is that it is strong enough to pick up the grime that you're gonna find on most mouse pads. So like I do have like a speck right on the end of the screen here, and you can easily just go ahead and wipe up any small spots that you need to clean up. If you have a small mouse pad, you might even only just need one wipe. But in the end, if this isn't doing it, and again, I've used these on multiple um, surfaces, and they do not damage the cloth fabric or dry up the rubber or anything like that. So you're safe to go with these. But if you don't want to use this, then go for something like this, the end all be all, which would be a sponge and some dish soap. I recommend the dish soap because I do believe that the laundry soap has that softener in it, and you don't really want to actually change the texture of your mouse pad. So stick with the dish soap so that way it can air dry nice and freely. I don't think scent matters. I've never had an issue with any residue being left behind with a soap that has a scent. But in the end, you're going to take like a small dish with some soap, or at least just get the sponge wet. You want to take the soft side. Don't mess with the hard, the other side of it, because you don't want to damage the surface. So you're just going to take this, and same thing as you would anything else. It's okay if water does get dripped on it, but you're just going to clean it up. And you're going to let this air dry. And that's it. I mean, you have multiple different options to clean your mouse pad, guys. It's really not difficult at all. Whether it be something simple like your lint roller or disinfectant wipes, or you want to whip out the dish soap and sponge. But let's say you've got a mouse pad that needs a lot more work than just some touching up and spot removal. Then we go right over to the bathtub. Alright guys, so there's going to be echo in here, and I do apologize because, well, we're in the bathroom and I'm just using the mic on the iPhone. But here's a couple things. So this is the SteelSeries wrist strap I've had for 2 years now, and it's pretty gross. So we're going to throw that inside here, as well as, I use this for work a lot. It's not really that beat up, but it's still kind of gross. So the Fanatic, and then the one I've used the most, which, you know, I don't know. We're not going to judge on the stains, right guys? Right? So we're going to take the bathtub water and we're going to just soak everything. And it doesn't need to be really hot. It just needs to be warm. I mean, maybe you can even do cold, but definitely recommend some warm water. Let it all soak. You're going to take your sponge. And I recommend using just hand dish soap. And you don't need a lot. Don't use detergent because it's going to have stuff that's for your clothing that softens it. And you don't want that. And you don't want to use dish soap that's for a dishwasher because it's going to have rinse chemicals in it. And you don't want that rinse chemical. So we're just going to go ahead and just lightly brush the surface of the mouse pad. And you're just going to use a basic sponge. Don't use the coarse side, just use the soft side. And then same thing for this. Very self-explanatory, folks. You're just getting all the dirt, oil, skin cells, all that stuff out of here. And because you know these pads use a cloth top as well as it being rubber, it's just going to dry just fine. You're not going to run into any issues at all. So once these are done, you're going to rinse this off. You can pour some fresh water if you want to, and don't take this outside to dry. You're going to want to leave it indoors at room temperature because A, you don't want the sun damaging the material, and B, you don't want any dirt, allergens, things like that that are in the air outside to just dirty this more. So that is it for cleaning out of the bathtub. Alright guys, so after the bath, you're going to let them lay out flat. Shout out to my childhood Lion King towel that I still have for some reason. And as you're inspecting it, just check to make sure that there's no stains that you might have missed on it. And if there are still stains, some random spotting, just go ahead and take that sponge that you used and just lightly brush it while this is still damp. And you should be good to go. Just make sure you do this inside, guys. Do not dry it outside. Alright guys, so there you have it. It's really just a matter of using simple stuff that you can find in your home to clean the mouse pad. If it does get to the point though where stains are not coming out, or the fabric is starting to fray at the ends, that might be when you want to replace your mouse pad. You can catch me on Twitter, and I will definitely help you out with any recommendations on cleaning your mouse pad, or if you do want to go ahead and grab a new one. I have plenty of them with a lot of experience. Other than that, though, if you guys like the video, please give it a like, and subscribe if you want to see more content. Other than that, thanks for tuning in. Have a good one, guys.